What is up, nerds? My name is Travis, and this is Wonder Nerd. I know I said last week that I wouldn't be doing another voiceover video, but I've actually come to like the voiceover videos, so I think the next few videos on my channel are going to be voiceover. They are a lot easier to do, they allow me more time to record, they allow me to look directly at the script without worrying if I'm looking at the camera or not. And I've come to just enjoy them more. Eventually, I will get back in front of the camera, but for now, I'm going to be doing voiceover videos. But with that, let's get right into the video. Guys, I just saw a movie I've wanted to see for quite a long time. I've been hearing good things about it, and I've been hearing bad things about it. Mostly bad things. But I thought I'd give it a chance, and without any further ado, let's talk about Yoga Hosers. Yoga Hosers is a comedy horror film written and directed by Kevin Smith, who's famous for movies like Clerks, Clerks 2, and Chasing Amy, among others. The film is a spin-off/sequel to Smith's 2014 film Tusk, starring Justin Long. It is also the second installment in Smith's True North trilogy. It premiered at the Sundance Film Festival on January 24, 2016, and was released worldwide by Invincible Pictures on September 2, 2016. The film stars real-life best friends Harley Quinn Smith, who is the daughter of the film's writer and director Kevin Smith, and Lily Rose Depp, who is the daughter of legendary actor Johnny Depp. The plot revolves around two yoga enthusiasts, Colleen Collette and Colleen McKenzie. They both work at a convenience store called the A to Z in Canada. After being forced to work late on a Friday night, the girls decide to throw a party inside the store. But when only two boys, Hunter Calloway and Gordon Greenleaf, show up, the girls soon realize that they don't want them for their bodies. They want them to sacrifice to Satan. But before the boys can do that, they are killed by tiny genetically enhanced bratwurst Nazis called Bratzies. After the girls are forced to fight the Bratzies, they are taken in by police for the murder of the two boys. Even though they didn't kill the boys, the police will not allow them to post bail, and the girls are broken out by a famous manhunter named Guy Lapointe, played by Johnny Depp. Depp reprises his role from Tusk, the first installment in the True North trilogy. Lapointe and the Colleens head back to the A to Z to fight off an evil, fame-seeking, frozen-in-time Nazi. Now, if that plot doesn't pique your interest, I don't know what will. The movie also stars Austin Butler from Zoe 101, Tyler Posey from Teen Wolf, Ralph Garman, who does additional voices on Family Guy, Tony Hale from Arrested Development, Natasha Lyonne from American Pie, with Kevin Smith himself as the Bratzies. There's also cameos from Haley Joel Osment, Kevin Conroy, who was the voice of Batman, Harley Morenstein from Epic Mealtime, and Stan Lee. Yes, Stan Lee makes a cameo in this movie. Why? Because he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Like I said before, Yoga Hosers is a spin-off/sequel to Kevin Smith's 2014 movie Tusk, which starred Justin Long, Haley Joel Osment, and Johnny Depp. Tusk was inspired by an article that featured a Gumtree ad for a roommate willing to dress like a walrus. Kevin Smith and longtime friend and producing partner Scott Mosier discussed this article on their podcast, Smodcast, number 259, and thought it would be a cool movie, bringing forth the hashtag WalrusYes if you wanted to see the movie, or hashtag WalrusNo if you didn't want to see the movie. I was not on Twitter at that time, so I did not hashtag WalrusYes, even though I totally would. Actually, I haven't seen Tusk yet, which is odd. It's not on Netflix. Yoga Hosers received mostly negative reviews, and it currently holds a 20% on Rotten Tomato. But what did I think? Well, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I do have a bit of a bias towards this film. I love Kevin Smith, and I love his movies. he's one of my biggest filmmaking influences, and the older I get and the more knowledge I get in filmmaking makes me appreciate him even more. I've seen all of his films except for Tusk and Red State, and I even enjoyed Cop Out. The only Kevin Smith movie I didn't really enjoy that much was Jersey Girl. And we don't talk about Jersey Girl. But even with my love of his films and my admiration for him, I can still see the flaws in his movies. They're not perfect, but then again, they're not really supposed to be. Kevin Smith is making movies he wants to see, and I think that's awesome. And I take that into my own filmmaking career. I want to make movies that I want to see. And if other people aren't making those, I have to make them myself. Yeah, this plot is a bit convoluted and crazy and implausible, but who goes to a movie wanting to see something that's plausible? We watch movies to escape reality. You don't want to see a movie that's exactly what you're going through. You want to see a movie that connects with you in such a way that it's close enough to your life that you can relate to it, but still enjoy it. That's what I got from Yoga Hosers. Even though I'm not a teenage girl and I don't live in Canada and I don't fight Nazis and I don't know Johnny Depp. But I've been through high school. It sucks. I've worked jobs I hated. They sucked. It's those little things that you can relate to. But I did take the liberty of watching the movie twice and taking some notes on things that I liked and things that I didn't really like. The Colleens have a band called Glamthrax, which is obviously a play on anthrax. They're a fun little punk band led by the two Colleens with a tatted up Adam Brody on drums, which is my most favorite thing in the world. They also do a fun cover/remake of Anthrax' I'm the Man, which I happen to own on cassette tape. Lily Rose Depp and Harley Quinn Smith have really good chemistry. I guess it's because they're really good friends in real life, and they portray believable teenagers, which also because they're teenagers in real life. Also, I've worked in the service industry before. They portray cashiers perfectly. Just perfectly. The Canadian accents. I know they're being played up for comedic effect, and they're supposed to be thick and funny and unrealistic, but they're a bit off-putting and kind of take you out, like you know they're doing an accent. Tyler Posey plays a character named Gordon Greenleaf. I know guys like Gordon Greenleaf. I'm probably a guy like Gordon Greenleaf. Which is something I don't think I'm very proud of. Justin Long. He plays the girl's yoga instructor named Yogi Bear. Obviously a play on the classic cartoon character Yogi Bear. There's a fun running gag with him where he's always embroiled in a lawsuit with Warner Brothers because he's using the name Yogi Bear, and then later on in the movie he uses Boo Boo Bear, and it's actually kind of funny because he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. Justin Long's character also brings up a website called CanadianCorpses.com, which kinda is the catalyst to finding out about all the murders in the movie, which are taken out by the Bratzies. Tony Hale plays the best dorky, doting dad, and Natasha Lyonne plays his gold-digging girlfriend/wife, I guess. Also has the worst Canadian accent in the entire movie. Also, throughout the movie, Natasha Lyonne and some other characters try to make the phrase yoga hosers a thing. It's not a thing. It's never going to be a thing. It never was a thing. That's one of the little things that kind of annoyed me in the movie. It was just so off-putting because people don't talk like that. No one in America and no one in Canada have ever said yoga hosers. But it's a fun title. Lily Rose Depp and Harley Quinn Smith can really sing. They sing really well. They do a cover of a ballad. I can't remember the name of it, but they do a really good job of it, and I don't think there was a lot of editing or auto-tune put into their voices. If they did, I did not hear it, but the girls can sing really well, so 2 thumbs up for that. Also, if it wasn't obvious from the title, the girls love yoga, but they hate school yoga. I can tell you from experience, school yoga sucks. Johnny Depp's ex-wife and Lily Rose's mother plays a history teacher in the movie who tells the entire class, but most importantly the girls, about this Canadian Nazi who wanted to wrangle up all the Canadian Jews and put them in the Hudson Bay. Pretty crazy. This obviously leads into meeting Ralph Garman's character, who is a Nazi scientist who disappears and then reappears at the end of the movie as the main villain who wants to become famous. The story behind Garman's character is like this. Apparently, before meeting Haley Joel Osment's Canadian Führer, he was an artist, but the art critics would tear his art pieces apart. They wouldn't like it, so he froze himself, and he also made Bratzi soldiers that he called Nazis. Bratzis, with intentions in the future to go and kill every art critic. I can't help but think that Kevin Smith wrote this in out of frustration for critics who talk badly about his films. I'm not saying that's what he did. I'm just saying art imitating life. There's a running gag about Harry Styles buying bacon. I think that's kind of funny. Johnny Depp as Guy Lapointe. Now, I haven't seen Tusk, like I said, but in this movie, Johnny Depp looks like he's having the most fun he's ever had. I haven't seen this sort of energy or this sort of characterization from Johnny Depp since probably Ed Wood. He looks like he's having fun. He looks like he's being genuinely funny, and he doesn't really have many opportunities to be genuinely funny. Hunter Calloway, who's played by Austin Butler, seems like a little bit of a creep. He has a random scary freak out on his buddy Gordon Greenleaf, and he has an odd, uninteresting motives for killing the girls. And the Satanism subplot was a little weird. It was kind of out of left field, but you know, whatever moves the story along. Also, to kill Gordon Greenleaf and Hunter Calloway, the Bratzis climb in their butts. Yep. Speaking of the Bratzis, the special effects used to make them and make them look like they were actually running around the store and killing people, oh my god, it was so shitty. I chalk it up to it harkening back to the 80s style horror movies where the special effects obviously weren't as developed as they are today, but oh my god, it was some of the worst special effects I've seen. Maybe not the worst, but it was kind of shitty. The girls used yoga to fight the Bratzis and throw in a nice little Clerks reference. I appreciated that. The girls are arrested because the cops think that they killed Gordon Greenleaf and Hunter Calloway, but they didn't. It was the Bratzis. Guy Lapointe has traveling moles, which is pretty funny. That's an interesting little tidbit to have in there. I forget what movie I watched or what movie I read about where that same thing happens, and it was pretty funny. I think it may have been in Robin Hood Men in Tights. According to the movie, the convenience store, the A to Z, was built on ground that was once owned by the Canadian Nazis, so that moves the story along. Ralph Garman plays the Nazi Andronicus Arcane, who, one, does impressions, and uses the Bratzis to kill people, and then he uses their body parts for a giant monster/art project that he fills with the Bratzis and sends them off to kill every critic in Canada. He does this because he wants to be in a teen celebrity magazine called Them. One of the funniest things I think is Ralph Garman tells a story about how Andronicus Arcane learned to speak English and do impressions from watching every movie on Netflix. I thought this was funny because I was watching this film on Netflix. Arcane is killed by his Bratzies for being a critic. There is also another fight, a pretty epic climactic fight between the girls and the Bratzies, all stuffed into the skin monster, where the girls use every yoga move they were ever taught to fight the Bratzies. The girls are hailed as heroes, and we finish off the film with a lively rendition of the Canadian national anthem. So, how would I rate this movie? I give it a good 7 out of 10. It's not Kevin Smith's best work, but you can tell he put his heart into it. Lily Rose Depp and Harley Quinn Smith did a fantastic job for never having acted before in their lives, and Johnny Depp is having an incredible time, and it really comes through in his performance. Obviously, this movie is not for everyone. No movie is. But if you're a fan of Kevin Smith, I say check it out. I think you'll have a good time. You might like it, but it's an hour and a half. It's an easy sit. Go ahead and watch it. It's still on Netflix. But that is going to do it for me, guys. Be sure to give this video a big old thumbs up. Be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section below. Be sure to share this with all your friends and family. Guys, I know this was a long one, and I know it was a little all over the place. I'm sorry, I don't really do reviews that often. I think this is my second review on this channel, but I had a good time doing it. And I'm sorry that for the next couple of videos, I'm just going to be doing voiceovers. But I really enjoy these, and I hope you guys will enjoy them too. And remember, nerds rule.